Yeah, the session is not being going. Okay. So what we have done is I've assigned the values, okay, to new list, and also assigned empty list to my list as well. So I'm just trying to show the difference, like, and how it reacts. Like when I say print of new list, I get the values of 1, 2, 3, 4 until the 7, and the same case. And when I say print of my list, okay, and when I run this, so I'm getting empty. Why? Because see, I haven't assigned any values to my list. That's what the thing is. Just in case if I assign something, it will display. But if it is an empty list, so definitely the values will be empty only, right? So what are the other things which I can do over here? So for example, again, if I pick the scenario something as a equals to, again, I'm picking as list of empty one again. Okay, so this time again, if I say print of a, let me put it off. So what does it do? It gives the empty. Okay, so it doesn't have anything in it inside it. All right, so let me go at furthermore one step. Like if I want to add something like an append function or an extend function to within the list. So if I say, how do I add values to the list and how do I extend or something like that? So what happens in this scenario? Okay, there are some couple of examples which I'll be taking in this case. Okay, when I say here empty, print of a is giving this empty, right? So now what I will be doing is a, okay, let me add this one more line, assigning append of 3. So what happens over here? Okay, let me run this. So now it has appended some value to the list. Okay, so here, and also if I say, let me, the same case of like a print, if I want to print the value what's present in a, okay, so let's say run. So it has given the value 3. Why? Because to the empty list I put in the value 3. That's what over here it's happening, right? So initially the list is empty, but I've says I've done like an added append function, right, to add in I'm adding a single value to the list. That's what I'm doing it. So when I say the print the value, it's showing as 3. That's what is thing happening. So one more thing, let me pick one more example. Like for like this time we'll talk about the extend over here. Okay, how does it do it? Extend will be like we are adding more values to the existing list. Okay, for example, if I say, let me add in one more thing, new list dot extend. So here, if you look at this line, what you have done is new list, we got like 1, 2, 3, 4 until 7. Okay, the same thing. So here what I'm doing is for the to the new list, I'm saying extend. I'm giving the comments over here just in case to know what has been assigned earlier. So when I say new list dot extend of 9, 10, what happens is, so if I want to print the values, okay, so the same case, if I say new list, okay, print new list, the same thing I'll print over here. So let's see.
Sir, just zoom in a little bit. No, it is not visible actually.
Okay, okay, yeah, I understand. Let me say plus. Is it fine now?
Little more, little more.
Okay. Yeah, I think this
Yeah,
is
this
fine.
is good.
Okay.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So here, we said new underscore list and then extend. Okay, print of the new list. Let me see what's missing in this case. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let me run it. We got 1 to 7. New list of extend. So what are the other steps which is missing in this case? So what do you think, Anne? Do you think we did miss something in this case? I think I should
So
run it.
run the cell. You
Yeah,
didn't run
that's,
the cell. Yeah.
yeah, that is true. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. So the thing is that I just added over here. I didn't run this cells.
Mhm.
So what's happening over here is here. So we have taken the list initially, like new list assigned to 1 to 7. And what you're doing over here is to this particular new list variable. So we are just saying extend 9 comma 10. So what it does is it will add those 9 and 10 values to the existing list. And when I say print of the new list, so this is what is being having 1 to 7 plus 9 and 10, right? So it's just extending the values to the current set of values. So these are the advantages. So first, and for example, if I want to say insert something, okay, if I say something like a new list of insert and then say to and name and Rajesh, and let's see how it behaves. Let us say run. So it gives the error message in the sense codes are not valid. Okay, those particular codes. Okay, let me give the proper quotation and say run. So it worked out. Now the only thing is that I need to print and
And print
see.
the list again.
Yeah, print and see. So this time we'll come to know the difference, like in 1, 2, and then Rajesh. What it is trying to do is 0. Uh, so 1 starts from 0. Okay. So here, how it's being denoted in this case is, let me show in the comment section. Okay. So what is happening over here? So hashtag. So here, 1 is being treated as starting with 0. Okay. Like a 0th element. And then 2 is being treated as 1th element. And Rajesh is being treated as the second element. Okay. This starts from 0. So 0, 1, 2, and then this will be again obviously 3, and then 4th element and 5th element and 6th element and 7th and 8th and 9th element. So this is what it's doing. So what I did over here is when I say new list of insert 2 comma Rajesh. So this is what it's happening. What it's trying to do, it's going to insert the string, whatever I given, at the second position. So earlier it was a second position is like a 3. So when I say 0, 1, 2, right? Second position is 3, but at the second position, it's going to insert as when I'm Rajesh and says, so here treating as 1 will be treated as 0 and the 2 will be treated as the first position and Rajesh will be second as second position. So this is what it's been treating as. So that's the reason it has given these values. So that's an advantage of insert, right? So you have seen like in what does a insert look like and how does a extend look like. So we'll see a few more examples. Okay, if I already seen the print of new list, right? The same case if I want to rerun and okay, let me okay, the print of the new list. So we're able to see all the values. So one more example, what I say like in pop. So new list of pop-up 2. Okay. And now when I say, let me run this cell. Okay. So what it is trying to say is the second element in the list. So it's starting, as I said, with the 0th element, first element, and the second element. So it gives the value. So it displays the value. That's what it's a pop is used for. If I say ninth element, what it is says. Okay. Ninth element. Okay. Pop of ninth out of
Sir, what is happening now? When you do a pop two,
yeah.
it is actually removing it from the list. So I'm only speaking on Zoom. Should I speak on this? That's
Okay,
why
yeah,
one of
yeah,
the element.
yeah, yeah. That's what it's happening. Okay, let me pick like an 8th element. Okay, so here when I okay, let's run what happens. So yeah, 10th element. That's what I answer is also true. So what it is trying to do is here it has pulled up the value completely and it displayed the Rajesh. It has given the second element, but it is pulled out. So before before we get into this, what I can do is, for example, if I want to print the list, what was there earlier? Okay, let me.
So declare the list again and then print it.
Yeah, yeah. So other way around. Let me see. what it is trying to do here. Okay, so here, yeah, you're right. What you're trying to say is, but instead, okay, I'll give one more example. For example, what are the values over here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, right? For example, if I say new list of pop, this time I'll give like starting with 1 is 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So this time I will say 3 value. What does it look like? All right, and say run. So it's giving it the fourth element. So since 1 starts from 0, right? So this time when I print the list, it will it doesn't show the value 4. See, that's what is happening. Is that means when I say pop, it is picking up the value and displaying the value, but it doesn't leave the value within the list. Okay, that's what a pop it's doing. Is that right? I am.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, it's indirectly what we can say is it's pulling up the value and displaying it. So there's other way around, like an we also have something like a remove also. There's an option. If I say remove of say 5, okay, new list of remove of 5. Let's see what happens. Someone join.
Remove
Okay.
actually goes with the name, and pop goes with the index number.
Yeah. So let's say print new list. So here what's happening is 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, and 9. So here new list remove and 5. Yeah, that is what you're right. So when I say remove of 5, so what's happening here is the fifth value, whatever the existing value of 5 has been removed. So yeah, Ayan, you're saying something, you want to unmute and say?
Yeah, actually what happens is when you pop from the list, then the element is removed, and that is done by index number. So pop actually works with index number, but when you use remove, it actually works with the name of the element. So when we do a remove 5, it is going to remove 5 from the list, not the fifth element. But if you do a pop 5, it is going to remove the fifth element from the list. So that is the main difference between pop and remove. Yeah.
So what are the other things what we can discuss over here is there's something, there's an option of a del option as well. Okay, del. What does it do? Del of this new list of files. Let's say run. Use the same command of print of the new list. So here, what it is doing? 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7.
Fifth element, deleting the fifth element.
0, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So here the fifth is ninth. Right. So in this case, in this scenario, when I said delete the new list of 5, the fifth element is 9. So it's removing the fifth element, which is 9. And when I say print of the new list, so it's picking up only the values except of fifth element. So it's like a 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So these are all the examples which we talk about the list. So let's pick it up a few more examples on dictionaries. So I think you got some better idea like in how does the list works and what are the cases where we can use like in insert, and we did the extend operation on it, insert, and then how do we do the pop of a particular value like in pop values, and how to use the remove and delete. So let's we'll still cover these elements in the upcoming lectures as well, but let's focus on the other data structures like dictionaries. So for example, if I say how do you say the dictionaries in Python? Okay, so here dictionaries like in these are like in key value pairs. Like for example, you got an telephone dictionary. What do you see in the telephone dictionary? You get the name and also number, right? So it's like example, like names are like keys and numbers are like the values. So this is something it's like an interesting thing, but there are few advantages we'll be discussing in dictionaries. Okay, let's pick it up an example. For example, if I say if I type in like an a equals to, again I need to change the codes. I'm assigning hello, 1 to hello and 2 to the world, hello world. And one more thing within the dictionary is like in flower brackets, which we are going to assign, and there's a run. Okay, so if I say print of a, it's nothing but it will display the same thing, but the only thing which you guys need to understand is hello has been assigned to 1 and world is assigned to 2, like in key value pairs, as I said, right? Like in key and the value, and the key and the value. This is what we're trying to explain over here. Okay. For example, if I say, if I won't give anything like an b equals to, let's say b equals to the like an empty, is totally empty. And what will happen when I say print of b? Okay. So this time let's run and see. So its name is not defined, b. Okay. Let me
You didn't run the above cell.
yeah, I didn't run this cell. Okay, yeah, that
No.
might be the
Yeah.
problem. Yeah, that is what the thing is. Yeah. So the b is like an totally empty. Okay, when I say the print b, so I'm not assigning any values to it. It's again the same case within this dictionaries as well. And now what I'm trying to do is, for example, this time there's another way where I can assign the values as well. Like in c equals to dictionary of 1 to hello and 2 to the world, right? So what will be the impact on this one? Okay, this time again it says print of C. So here again the C is not defined. Okay, the capital C, that's the main problem. So we should be careful with the caps and the small letters. And if I rerun it, I get the values. So one is being assigned to hello and 2 being assigned to the world. So the other example, for example, if I say C2, so the value, as I said, the key value pair, right? If I change the value of 2 to Rajesh, okay, what's going to happen? Okay, C of 2 equals to Rajesh, even it says capitals. Okay, let me use the small letter C again, right? So C of 2, and this time when I say the same thing, print the value of the C. Now this time it will be replacing the key value of 2 to Rajesh. This is what I'm assigning the value to CF2 cell. And now when I say the C print C, it's going to replace the value for like a key value, as I said, right? Key is 2 and the value is world. For the second key, it's assigning the name as Rajesh. So that's what. And just in case if I say this C of pop1, so what happens if you use a pop of 1 on top of this thing? Okay, it's picking up like in the very first one, 1 equals to the hello. That's what the value which is assigned to 1. So let's see one more example. Okay, someone is already joined. Okay, so so what's happening over here? So let's give some more information on it. So pop item will return the key value which has been deleted. So we're talking about the pop item now. For example, here pop, as you know, it will remove the values, but pop item, if I say what it does, what does it do? Okay. So if I add one more line, and this time I say C dot pop item of 2. Okay. So it's picking up the value 2 in the Rajesh. So that means when I say pop of 1, it's going to pick up only the one dot for the first value of hello, and second it's not going to show, or it's going to remove the other elements. So here when I say pop item, which will return the key value which has been already been deleted, like in second one is Rajesh is trying to pull up the value from the buffer and trying to show. So for example, if I want to empty the dictionary, I don't want to have any values in it. Okay, so So let's we can also say print C again. See what happens over here, and say run it. Okay, it's empty. The reason behind this, we have applied this pop items on it, right? So that's the reason the values have been gone. So for example, there's an option to totally clear the dictionary at all or delete the dictionary for completely. So there's an option like c.clear, right? If I say type in c.clear, so it's going to uh, remove the whole dictionary, and there won't be anything. So that's what will happen. So even if I say print of C, okay, and say run, so it will be totally blank. There's no elements in it. So most probably what I would have done is I should have done this one first and then showed you. I'll just remove this. So what I'm trying to do is c dot clear to delete the or like an empty the dictionary. Okay. So if I can put a comments over here, like in case I want to delete the dictionary or that we can clear the values or empty the dictionary, I can say c dot clear and then try to see what it's there, like in print of say that's what it's going to happen. And just in case to get the values of dictionary, like in using in there's something called a get function also. Okay, to understand the values inside, there's an option. Okay, let me do it in this way to get the values of dictionary using a get function. So I'm assigning the values like in one is equals to like Raj, and two I'm going to assign as Ayan, and for example 3 I'm assigning to like an Asmita. Okay, and how does it react over here? So I'm just assigning over the values over here and just running the values. So invalid. Okay, let me see what's missing in the sense. So invalid syntax. Okay, so let's see what where we're going wrong. Okay.
Curly
Yeah,
bracket, curly
yeah,
bracket.
yeah, 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 yeah. So the brackets, what we have assigned over here, that's a thing. Okay, so here we are assigning the values, key values. Okay, so that's a good example, like an the difference between these curly brackets or like in the normal brackets and how it's going to assign for the dictionaries. So that's a good example. So here, if I want to say print D, like in print D of the value 2, so what does it show? So it's giving the pulling of the value assigned to 2 is like an ion. And the other way around, if I say I want to get the value of 3, so I want to pull the value of 3 using the get command, right? So it pulls the value assigned to value 3 using the get command, and just not just like a print of D of 2. The other way around is using the get command, as I said, get values of the dictionary. So print D dot get of 3. So that gives the value assigned to 3. So there might be limited cases where you'll be using the dictionaries, but the advantages of dictionaries, that's what, like we are assigning a values to a particular key. That's what we're trying to do in dictionaries, and how we can retrieve the values and how we can assign the values and get the values. So these are all the steps which I've seen so far, right? So apart from this, let's Ayan, do you think anything else left you want to cover in dictionaries? Just in case you can.
I think what we can do is
You can
you
mute
can.
on Zoom and then talk on this.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So I'll be requesting for control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y- y-
Yeah. So as sir said, dictionaries.
Wait a minute. I think you can go on mute on Zoom and on your
Yeah.
Zoom, and then you can speak so that there won't be any echo for the
Okay, sir.
learners. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's better.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's better.
So as sir said that dictionary will be always a key value pair. So what you can also do is the key value pair can be quite versatile. You can even make it like this. So you can use these kind of dictionaries can also be made. So let me just make one for an example.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, yeah. So let's talk about, okay, we got tuples also, but before tuples, we'll talk about the sets, and then we'll go back to tuples. For example, coming to these sets, okay. So what are the options present in sets and why we discuss with the sets? So for example, if I use assign a value like an x equals to uh
the set.
yeah, hello,
Yeah, it's a set. It's a set.
yeah, yeah. So it's like an x equals to 2 3 4 5 6 and I've assigned the values, and let me see what's a value present in x. Okay, I should always use the small letters. Okay, so it's picking up only the values which are there, and it's avoiding the duplicates, right? So it's like an unique collection, as I said here, unordered collection of unique elements. So even though I've assigned like in 2 3 4 5 and then 6, and then again I'm repeating 3 4 5, and I say the print of x, so it will pick up the only the unique records. It doesn't repeat the values. So that's where the advantage what we have over here. For example, if we see some more examples over here, like, and uh, if I say x dot add of 8, right? And this time, and if I say print x, okay, and then did I run this? I think I ran it. Yeah. And now if I say print of x, so what is happening is it is adding the value, the eight value to the existing set, right? So this time it's like an it's more or less like an appending the value to the list or like an set. Okay. So that's what we to add a value. to the existing set, this is what the command we use, like an add. And just in case, so for example, this time I give the different example, like in y, I'm assigning to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's what the value which I've assigned. And if I say we already got the values of x over here, and we have got the values of y over here. And if I want to append like in z equals to x, and there is a pipe symbol y. Okay, and see what does it happens. So this time print the value of z. Okay, let's see what happens. So here what we are getting over here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. So if you look at the values carefully, x values what we have is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and y values what you have is 1 to 5. And when we are appending the values, okay, so here it is trying to bring the unique values of both the elements, like an x and y. It doesn't repeat again. It says you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again, then continues 2, 3, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, not like that. So it is pick, it will pick the unique record from both the elements, like an x and y. Okay, the other way around, what I can say is indirectly what I'm trying to do is it's bringing up the union, I would say. Okay, so that's what it's trying to bring. So we can also give in this case, like, and for example, the other way option is, let's give me this example, like a print x. I'm giving the union symbol, x union y, and then x of union of y. Okay, so what it does, okay, print, okay, and the caps, it doesn't like the caps in Python. Let's rerun it. Okay, so it's giving the same thing, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are two ways, like if I want to append the values of x and y, I use either the pipe symbol. It will be pipe symbol on the keyboard on top of the slash. You can use the shift and shift and the pipe symbol. So the values have been appended over here, like in union of the both the sets, right? So the same case, it's when I say the union also, x of union of y, the same thing is trying to do. It's printing this string x union y and then the values. And for example, if I want to go with this intersection, right? Example of intersection between both this x and y. How does it react? So here, what I say is x intersection y. So let's say these are all like in manual wording, so it doesn't makes any difference within this quotation, and says x dot intersection of y. And when I run this, okay, so again the print, sorry for that. Okay, when I run this, so what it does is 2, 3, and 4, and 5. So for example, let's see what's the values of x. X we got 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 8. And y, it has got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And what are the common values if you compare it? 1, it's not there in x. So 2 to 5 are common, right? So 2, 3, 4, 5 are common. Those are the values which have been brought up over here when we did the intersection. Like in general, with the mathematics also, we do the same thing, like how does the intersection happens. So we'll be using these intersections and the unions in the upcoming programming classes as well. So these are all the some simple examples of sets. And okay, let's give some space to and what do you think? You got anything to say about sets?
No, nothing much actually about set. So these set operations are quite important. So
I think just new consumer.
yeah, sorry.
Okay, thank you. So I can mute yourself. Okay, let's talk about tuples, the concept of tuples, and where does the tuples come into the picture. Okay, So how does tuples differentiated between lists? Okay, so so the tuples are same as lists, but we call as non-mutable, in the sense that we can't change the values once we are assigned the values. Like in list, we can change the values, but in tuples, we can't change the values. Either we need to delete and recreate it, or else if you want to use it, you need to use list rather than tuples. But there are some differences, like in tuples, they're faster than list to retrieve the values. Okay, and let's see some examples. How does these differentiate? For example, if I say, uh, if I assign like in my tuple, okay, run it. So there is no value assigned to it. And this time I say, if I assign like in z equals to 1 to 6 and y equals to tuple of 1 to 5, and then I'm just assigning the values. Now I will say print of my tuples and see what does it do. Okay, so it's totally empty. Why? Because my tuple has been assigned as empty. But this time, if I say print z, okay, so let's see what does it do. It tries to bring the values of z which have been assigned. And the same case, if I say print the values of y and see how does it react. So it pulls the values of we have done for the z and y. Sorry, y. So y it says 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now the other way around. For example, y dot append. Can we add in value to the y? So let's see what does it do. It's saying tuple object has no attribute value append. Why? Because it doesn't allow in this case of tuples. So it doesn't allow in the case of tuples. Only in the case of lists it does allow it. So that's a giving. That's the reason it gives the error. Okay, as it doesn't work in this case. So we're giving the experiment like and whether it does work or not. So we try to append the value to the tuple and it's not working. For example, if I say for I equals to y and print I. I'm using the for loop, but of course, in the next upcoming class next week, we'll be discussing about the for loops. But just in case if I want to see the what are the values between I and y. Okay, so invalid. Okay, this I think capital letters, it doesn't like it. Okay. Mm, let me see. Indentation. Yeah, the indentation again we'll talk about in future as well. Like it doesn't like in the same line. The print command, we can't put it over here underneath for. Why? Because we need to place the print command internally. Then only it's going to print the values of I to Y, like in 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, let me go on mute. I think, Ayan, what you can do is you can mute yourself in Zoom and speak out in Google Meet if you have anything, and I can continue.
Yeah, so tuples and lists, some of the features are same, but the thing is like pop, remove, insert, and append, these kind of operations don't work on tuples.
Okay,
So
that's good.
if you are planning on making something immutable, then you have to make it into a tuple.
Okay, that's good. So, did you got it? Yeah, yeah, yes. Yeah. That's what Anya is trying to say. Yeah, Ayan, do you got any more examples on tuples which you want to show to the audience?
Actually, whatever operations you tried on the list, you can try all the operations one by one on the tuple, and you would see that they are not working. So there will always be the same error saying that the tuple is a mutable object.
Okay, I think the audience question is, what are the areas where you can use tuples and what are the areas where you can use lists? Yeah.
Depends. Suppose is you can simply convert the image array into a tuple.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, so that's one of the options.
And any more differences you want to compare with tuples with sets or dictionaries? You got any other thing?
Tuples have the same properties like the list. So
Uh,
again, you can make it into a heterogeneous data structure. So you can add strings, you can add Boolean values. So just like a list, it would perform all the operations like a list. But the only thing is it is immutable. You cannot edit it. Once you make it, you cannot edit it.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So any other questions? I think Asmita did give some comments, like in what are the differences, and let me put it over here. So in this case, so what he is trying to say is tuples are used to store multiple items in a single variable, and also tuple is one of four built-in data types in Python used to store collections of data. Yeah, to the other collection of data, and the other three are list sets and dictionaries. That's what we have discussed today. And dictionaries and all with the different qualities and usage. Okay, let me see what are the other thing. A tuple is a collection which is ordered and unchangeable. Yeah, that is what that's what I am trying to give it over here. As I said, tuples are not immutable. So we did discussed in this case like in sets. Okay, sets. The advantage is they pick up the unique elements, and sets are mutable. Okay, we can either we can do this operation like an either union or like an intersection. This is what we are doing in sets. And coming to the dictionaries, we are providing some key value pairs to the key value pairs, like an assigning a values. The better example, like an you can think of the telephone dictionary. That's a simple case just to analyze coincidence between this our Python dictionaries and like an telephone dictionaries where we are phone numbers have been assigned to names, right? That's an example which you're trying to say. And the other thing is the list. We have seen multiple examples. So just in case if you want to know a few more examples, we have over here. There's an operations like in reverse also, x dot reverse. I think these are all done on here. Okay, let's come from here, like in sorting and all. For example, we have assigned ages, okay, and ages dot sort and ages dot reverse, and what you're trying to see the reverse of the values. So okay, so uh, sorting it just sorted and then reversed. So here when I say sorted, and here also when I give the values to understand like an ages to see what it's happening over here. So here what it is trying to do when I say sorted, it's sorted in the descending order over here. Okay. uh the other way around. Okay, let's me run over here ages and ages, and then let's see what's giving over here. Just see what's ages. So it's in general it's giving the values as it is like an ages. When I say ages to sorted, and when I type in ages, so it's sorting in the descending order, right? Ages. And so ages dot reverse, let's see what it's trying to do. Okay, in the same case it's reversing the values which are already been provided. Okay, it's ages dot reverse in the sense it's picking up as it is. Okay, but in the reverse order, like in what we have like 1 2 4 6 3 2 1 and 0, and it says reverse, so reversing the list over here, the 0 1 2 3 6 in the same case it's totally reverse. So the advantages of where and what are the different things which you can apply, and that's what I'm trying to show it over here. So let's pick up like in okay, let's assign some strings to it. Ages equals to b, a, true, and e. Okay, and when I when I run what is ages, it gives the same values like in BA, true, and E. But this time, if I say names equals to ages, names equals to Raj, Asmita, Ayan, and Ajay, and what it's trying to do, and let's see, first of all, let's see what's present in names. Okay, so it will be easy for you. So let's see, it gives the same values. And this time when I say names dot sort and in the reverse equals to true, right? So what it is trying to do is, let's run this. And if I say run, so what it is trying to do is it's reversing the values. Okay, sorting and the reversing values. So when I say sorting, it's speaking about the descending order, not in the ascending order. Okay, sorting, and sorting will be the in generally the descending order, and this again reversing. Okay, we're doing two parts over here, right? So we applied like names dot sort and then reverse equals to true in both the cases. Then we picked up these values like instead of Asmita, and we got Ayan over here like an Asmita and then Ajay. So from here, if we say it's like an ascending order, and from here it says like a descending order, right? So this is what uh, these are all the other functions which we can apply, like in reverse or like in sort, which we can apply. Those are the examples. And for examples with the tuples also, if I see some more examples like in ages, if I assigned as 21, 23, 22, 22, and okay, and I've assigned some Boolean values also to it, and there's a run it. Okay, it says type of ages, what type of category is, means we're talking about the tuples only. Okay, and if I say ages of 4 equals to, and so here let's see what it's trying to do. Why? Because fourth element we're trying to assign to as Anita. The reason why, because he's here tuples where like an unmutable, right? Is it Ayan? So that's the reason it cannot assign. Yeah, it cannot assign a value like an even though it says 0 equals 21, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 32, it is not going to replace with Anita. Why? Because it's a tuple. As I said, it's like an lists are mutable, but tuples are unmutable, or like an, so that's the reason the value can't be fixed into it. Okay, so if I say ages dot count of 22, okay, what I'm trying to do is just say count of 22. So 22 here is 2 it's giving. Why? Because 21 starts with 0. As I said earlier, in Python, it starts with 0, 1, and 2. It's like a 22. And just in case, if you want to know this, Raj, what's an number is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth value, it has to pick as Raj, right? Let's say it's count of 5. Uh, let's see what it says. It's counting the value. Okay, let me see. Ages count of 5, 0, 1, 2, 3.
You have to give Raj that extra.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, yeah, I'd agree within the codes, right? Yeah, yeah. Instead of yeah, that's the reason it doesn't get a 5 there. Yeah, and says count. Okay. How many are there in that it's picking up, right? How many times the Raj has been
How
repeated?
many times Raj is
Uh,
there in the tuple?
yeah, how many times it's trying to count the string, how many times it's present, and it's trying to show it. And for example, okay, that's the same case. Yeah, earlier also when I gave it, okay, ages count of 22. Okay, this is the same case. If this 22 is been repeating 2 times, and if I use the same count of 22 and say run, it gives it 2 times. Yeah, that is true. It's counting 22, how many times it's been repeated in the tuple, 2 times. And if I make it as this one as 22 and rerun, okay, and if I again repeat these ages of count of run, this time it was 3. Why? Because I have got 22 value 3 times, right? 22, 22, and 22. That's what the count. So there's an option of index. Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. 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 You mean to say ages 4 of equals to Anita, it doesn't assign?
Should be square brackets.
Okay.
Originally, if it's a list, it would be square bracket and it would work. But since it's a tuple, even with square bracket, it will say that you cannot work on it because it's operation.
Yeah, especially as I said, tuple is unmutable, right?
Yeah,
That's a case.
that's the reason.
Yeah.
That's the reason. You cannot give a square round bracket because that
Yeah.
signifies functions.
Yeah.
So
So
it should be a square bracket actually.
yeah. So that's what I've given in the beginning. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's what the difference earlier also we discussed is a list and tuples. So list we can add in the values, but here the case of this tuples, it doesn't accept if I say ages of 4 and I say run it. So cannot assign to function call. So this what happening. The same case, yeah, that's a difference. So that's the reason to show the difference between the tuples and the list. We're given this. So let's yeah. So as I said, the ages of count, as I said, it's repeating 3 times, and age of index of 23. So what it is doing to 23. So where it is going to is 23 is like a 0 and 1, and 0 is a 21st location, and 21 value, and 1 is 23. So 23 is like in 1, right? So index 0 and index 1. So for 23 has been assigned as a 1. So for example, one more thing, as I said, x equals to 5, 7, and 9, and I run it and assigning y equals to x and y. The same case. So at the end of the day, whatever the x values are there is being picked up for the y value 5, 7, and 9. Right. And the same case if I say y equals to x dot reverse and y, and here again, let's say sprint y. Did I run it? Okay, let me run it. Yeah. So again, I can also, yeah, x dot reverse. I'm just reversing the string as well. Let's see. I think I need to add in one more thing. Okay, did I? Let's see. What does it do? Okay, so it's giving nothing. Okay, so let me see. Let me read in the values. X equals to 5, 6, and 7. Y equals to assign to x. So I'm just assigning to it. And y. So y value is 5, 6, and 7. Yeah, probably I should use only the yeah, simple y. I can use it. Yeah. So it's already been used, right? Y equals to 5, 6, and 7. Y equals to, I'm just trying to reverse of x. Okay. And y. And so any comments over here, Ayan?
So actually, y is equal to y. That reverse actually doesn't save the value.
Yeah.
So it can just print the value. So you can just do a y dot reverse and it'll show you.
Yeah.
It won't save the value.
Yeah. So here you meant to say y dot reverse.
Yeah, it's like an attribute.
No, I think we're missing something over here. Yeah.
It's already an untype object, so you have to run from the starting.
Okay,
From
okay.
x equal to, yeah. It's
Yeah.
already become an untype object.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So one more thing, examples what we have is ages equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we are giving like in 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. So let's run this. We are assigning. So the ages, it's picking up the type. So here it doesn't mean that okay, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and again is 5, 6, and 7, and 8, right? So it's a 5, 6, 7, and 8 is whole elements we treat as one. Okay. So let's run this. And for example, 4 comma 2, Okay, yeah, it's just trying to say what it is the type of ages. It's like a tuple. That's what it's trying to give an example. Okay, that's what. So let's pick up one more example, like an ages of 4 comma 2. Let's see what it says. Okay, ages. So it's ages of 4 comma 2 equals to 70. Yeah. So here 4 comma 2 in the sense, so 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So these all elements will be like in 4, and again within this we'll pick like an again 0, 1, 2. Is that right? And the same case, it's a replacing 7 with 70. So don't get confused, guys. So when you say ages 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's says 1 is nothing but the 0th position, 0, 1, 2, and 3. And here this all the fourth bit array which you're talking about. Again, when I say assign 4 and 2 equals to 70, we're assigning it. So what does it do is you're replacing this fourth element, and also within this again the list we have 0, 1, and 2, right? So the second position is being replaced with 70. Okay, so if I run this, so we get the values over here. For example, now if I say age is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, and again the same thing, I'm replacing it, and now it says 4 and 2. Let's see. Yeah, so it doesn't allow over here. Why? Because again we're applying the concept of tuples over here, right? So here it doesn't allow. What? Why? Because we already set to age is equals to 5, 6, 7, 8, and age is equals to 4 and 2 of assigning is 70. It doesn't allow, right? So these are all the things which we thought of discussing today. And next week, what we'll be discussing is we'll be talking about the strings, and we'll also talk about some more operators within this Python. And then we'll cover next week. We'll cover like an if then else statements, what we call this loops, and if time permits, we'll cover the for loops. That's what we'll cover. So what we need to understand is how the if the else condition works and how the for loops and the while loops works. So the loops are important concepts. So once we understand these loops and strings, we already know about today's topics like lists, tuples, sets, and dictionaries. So what happens is we'll be good to go with the further topics of NumPy pandas. The reason behind this, there's a lot of programming which we'll cover in NumPy and pandas. We'll talk about files, and we'll talk about how we can retrieve the data from the files and how we can insert the data, or like an extract the output of the Python code into an file as well. There's a lot many things which we're going to cover. So thank you everyone. And if you have anything, you can place this in this Google chat window, or else you can communicate with us with the WhatsApp as well. And thank you, and we'll see you in the next session next week. Okay. So I'll stop the sharing.